afternoon again and again and again. It is always, always such a blessing to come before you for our faith and healing presentations. We are ever delighted to bring you those new ideas and intriguing topics to simply help you, whether with recipe ideas or with health, ideas, finding resolve with your challenges health wise, but above all, to just simply encourage you to take care of the temple. And that is what faith and healing is all about. We remind you every week because we want to ensure that you never ever forget that God wants above all things that you and I would not only prosper in our physical health, but in our spiritual health. And hence the reason why we do faith and healing. And so ever so excited to share in new ideas with you. We have a very exciting topic today. I think being able to create recipes are always so much fun. Cooking is a very therapeutic habit that I am hoping, if you have not given a lot of time to, that you will do that on your journey. It's an awesome thing. You get to create different foods and above all share in it with friends and with family. Well, we also remind you, and it is very important that we do that for the broadcast, that it is something we have to give the disclaimer that we are not by any means looking to diagnose, to treat, or to cure any ailments that you may be suffering from. And we always encourage you to work very closely with a medical care professional to understand and to know what is going on in your body. But always, when you know what is happening, we are encouraging you to not only rely on your conventional treatments, but to partner with healthy ways as well, so that you can bring the two together, so that your body is benefiting both naturally and from whatever other treatments you are using. Remember, God gave us herbs for the healing of the nation, and He gave us our foods as our medicines. And as simple as those foods may look, they have tremendous, tremendous benefits. And we must never underestimate how our dietary lifestyles could really impact our lives. And I am the kind of person, I've told you this so many times before, and it is true, that eating is great. And being able to eat what the Bible says we should eat, healthy choices, but also clean foods that are not harmful to our bodies, foods that are not damaging to our bodies. And Leviticus 11 gives us a long list of the foods that are biblically acceptable and the foods that are not. For those who still eat and consume meats of any kind, it also gave the meat options that are biblically clean. Okay, for those who have given up flesh in all its forms and only rely on grains or herbs, we continue to support each person in whatever journey they are on. The goal is to ensure that whatever you are eating, whatever you are drinking, whatever I am eating and drinking, we are doing it all to the honor and glory of God, which means that we are not eating that is dishonoring God, meaning we are eating unclean foods that are not biblically acceptable. And God didn't do that to damage or destroy your diet or to take away your fun. He did that to preserve and protect our bodies. For after all, it is He who created the animals. And because He created them, He knows their nature and He knows what they carry within them. And so when He says to us, don't eat this or don't eat that, and then He gave us the better choices, okay, then it would be wise to listen to Him because He made them, so He knows. So once again, whatever side of that journey you are on, whatever you are doing, eating or drinking, just make sure that it is in alliance and compliance and obedience to what God has asked us. And you can review Leviticus chapter 11 to be able to find out what is biblically acceptable as meat options or even food options, and then you make your healthy and wise decision on that. But whatever you choose to do, be sure that you are honoring God. Well, always being able to bring you ideas that is strengthening your faith and assisting with your physical choices is always something that I am so committed to doing here for you on the show. Well, today we are looking at making your own natural butters. And butter, as you know, is something that definitely adds taste to whatever it is that we are eating. I definitely enjoy and appreciate good, healthy butter. Once again, you have healthy choices and you have the choices that are not very good for our heart. Heart health is extremely important. It is a major organ. There are many things that we probably could survive without in our bodies. The heart is not one of them. We need it. It has to remain streamlined. We know that, through our dietary choices. And sometimes for those of us who are even lean and we are thin, still experience matters with high cholesterol levels because we're probably intaking certain things in our diets that may be increasing our cholesterol levels. Another thing is too, particularly for people who eat healthy and is trying to substitute something that they have left behind that they consider to be unhealthy, sometimes they lean so much on one side that it is also causing harm, because too much of a good thing is also not good. So we also have to be very careful when we make that transition to not eating certain things, that whatever we are leaning on, we're not overdoing it because we're trying to overcompensate for what we did not or is no longer eating or having. So with that shared, we have a few natural butters that we want to share with you, especially when you are entertaining, especially if you're hosting a little event and you have individuals who are not on your same dietary level. I think it is always, considerate that whenever you are hosting, whenever I am hosting, to not just focus on what we eat, okay? We must always consider other people who are not on the same dietary patterns or plans that we have. So if you're still a flesh eater and you are entertaining, you want to consider that there are people who may be attending your event who are not flesh eaters, and you want to cater to them as well so they don't come to your event and can't enjoy anything that you have. Same thing if you're a vegetarian, you're vegan, and you are entertaining, you may not serve flesh, because I would not encourage you to give something that you yourself don't eat. However, you want to at least create some meat alternatives and substitutes, whether it is tofu or a nice lentil roast, or a vegetarian meatloaf of some kind. But you want to create something that your guests can say, well, it's not what I eat, but at least I have that meat substitute, rather than just leave them hanging. So always be considerate about your entertaining matters. And that is what creating those natural butters are about. And we have a few of those options that we are featuring today, that we are hoping will assist you in the next time you plan something, to be able to truly ensure that you are not catering with a one-track mind. So let us go directly into finding out some of the things that we are featuring today. Well, I am delighted to tell you that we have an olive butter. Right? Olive is, a very great food. Many people underestimate the power of olives. It provides you with natural salt. That is definitely one thing. So if you are watching your salt intake and you don't want to use the traditional salts, olive is a great option. to be able to put sodium back into your system in a very natural way. Of course, again, moderation is the key. That is always helpful. Olives is also very helpful in battling oxidation. Okay, we know that that leads to negative stresses in the body and is certainly not good or healthy for the brain. Okay, so olive is also great for the heart, very great for the heart. So once again, if you're looking to keep the arteries to the heart clean, pure, streamlined, not building up plaque, olives is a great option. Olives also has great value with antioxidants. You can never go wrong with antioxidants. We need that to battle and to fight free radicals, which are very damaging to the body's cells and causes a lot of things like cancer in the body, which probably explains why olives is a great food of choice if you are a cancer patient or you are working towards preventing cancers of any kind. Olives is a great option to add to your diet. Olives is great for bone health. Okay, especially as we age and we get older, we know that our bones begin to struggle. They brittle, they become thinner, and they are not as strong and is more susceptible to breaking very easily. If we trip, if we fall, very easily we could have those fractures. Now, olives assist in building good and strong bone health. So that is something you want to consider, particularly if you are in your older years or middle-aged, wherever you are, that is a great option. Olives also assist greatly with arthrital health. So any kind of arthritis issues that you may have, whether it is osteoarthritis, whether it is rheumatoid arthritis, any arthrital issues that you may be struggling with, in addition to whatever treatments that you're using, olives is a great choice for that. So some of the great benefits of olives today, as something you want to note, one of the things I appreciate about food is knowing what is in it. I like to know the benefits of foods because that is where you really get an understanding. Okay, I'm eating for this and I'm eating for that, rather than just eating for the purpose of taste. So while I appreciate great cooking, great eating, good food, I also want to know what benefits do this thing have for me. And as I told you before, once I know that, then you are a constant in my diet. So olives is a very constant in my diet. I absolutely love olives and I love to put it in salads. And sometimes I just sit and just take a bowl with some olives and just sit and eat it by itself. I really, really do love it. I like that tingy taste about it. Great lover of olives. So in preparation here of our natural butter, our olives natural butter, we prepared this by putting it in a blender. So we got olives, added some garlic, added some also garlic herbs. You can get that in your local natural supermarket. So garlic herbs, okay, and sprinkle a bit of that in the blender. Then added some olive oil, sufficient enough to give you enough moisture so that your olives blend very well. And you can add, I have here a garlic sea salt. So you can add just a tinge of salt. You don't need salt with olives though, but if for any reason you still feel that after adding the oil, you may have lost some of because remember, olives already has natural sodium. So you really don't have to add any salt with that. But once again, people like things differently. So if you still feel that you want it to be a bit stronger, that's really for you to decide. However, this is not just regular salt, it's really a garlic salt. So what it really does is add a bit of garlic flavor, but you can also use raw garlic, and you can just mince that and put it in for a blend as well. And there you have created a butter shortly. We are going to try some of those on different crackers and breads that we have, so you have an idea of how to serve that. We also have hummus, and you can easily, yes, buy hummus, but you can create your own, and you do that with a bit of garbanzo beans. You can get that in the bag and boil it. If you get it in the can, just always remember to wash and strain, because it's been sitting there. It has shelf life. So you want to get rid of all those preservatives and things that allow it to sit there, because we know that is not healthy. And with your garbanzo beans, you do the same thing. You can add a little garlic salt, okay? Just a pinch. You don't want to overdo it on the salt, okay? You can add a bit of garlic herbs. So this is garlic herbs with a number and variety of all kinds of herbs and spices. And you can add a tinge of that, along with, again, about a few tablespoons of olive oil, or maybe a half cup. Okay, but go by moisture. You need it to at least be, and we will shortly, we're going to be experimenting with what that looks like. So we have now the olive butter. We now have the hummus butter, or spreads. You can call it that if you don't want to call it butter, but it's really a substitute for any unhealthy versions of the butter that we have. And then we also have avocado spread or butter. Many people call it guacamole. Yes, there is that also. And same thing, you put it in the blender, you add some of the same herbs and spices, some olive oil, you blend until a nice puree, and you are able to present that. If you have guests, you can just add a few lettuce leaves on your tray. If you notice, I have here some lettuce leaves, and right there you have upgraded just your regular butters to something a little more exotic. I am from an island, so we are very much into things being exotic. So you can transform anything simple into something really great. Well, the last option we have is carrot spread or carrot butter. And I'm going to be doing this demonstration right now for you to just get a glimpse of what we are working with. And so the first thing we want to do is drop our carrots in. Now, your carrots have to be steamed very softly. If don't let it overboil, but you don't want it to be raw. You need it to be steamed because you need it to be soft. So I'm gonna drop this here. So we have our carrots in. I'm going to be adding the oil, okay, because we need that for the moisture. Okay, we can't forget that we can't just blend something and there is no moisture in it. Now, because the carrot is orange in color, I'm gonna add just a little dash of paprika to enrich the color, so that when it is pureed, it comes out, really nice. So not too much, because carrot is sweet. You don't want it to lose its taste. So I've added a little paprika there. You can do that. And because it is carrot and it's your style, I am adding some honey to just give it a little sweetness. Now that must be pretty awesome when it is all said and done. Now you don't want to overdo it, but this is a very small teaspoon. I'm just going to do just one more. That is already turning out to be really exciting. And wow. I just love this kind of stuff, creating. That's what food does. It allows you to create. And that's why it is so therapeutic. And if you're cooking for someone who really enjoys good food and eating, then that makes it even more fun. So here we go. We're gonna lock our blender. And we're going to turn on and let's see what happens. Now you want to take a moment and just make sure that everything comes in. You want all the chunks to be blended very, pureed. So you want to just make sure you're keeping everything within the way that it should be. And we're going to give that one more try and then we should be ready. And there we have it. We now have our pureed. Wow, this is looking so excellent. We now have our carrot butter, which is dressed with a little paprika for just an added color. And we have a little honey. Remember, it's your taste, it's your choice. And we are going to, oh, that looks really good. It feels, oh, that's nicely pureed, very nicely pureed. I love how it looks. It has that rich color. Take a look. And remember, it's a spread. You do not want it to be too liquefied, okay? Because you are creating a spread. And that's why we didn't use any water or anything like that. But if you want to add added flavor, you can also add a little tangerine juice or just a little bit of orange juice, and in a little while I will demonstrate that for you. Remember, carrot has great benefits, great for the eyes, okay? Hummus, chickpeas, great protein option and substitute, okay? Peas and beans have that. So there we have it. We created our carrot spread. If you look, you have a nice puree drop because you do not want that to be too liquefied. However, I did share that you can simply, I have a tangerine here, you can simply just cut a tangerine and just use a little bit, a little dash. If you notice, I'm squeezing that right over, and it's not gonna mess up with the, getting it too liquidy, but it adds a bit of taste. It just makes it so much richer. And there you have your natural carrot butter. I am loving this. Take a look. Okay, can't go wrong, okay? And so there you have it. We just now want to demonstrate how you are able to, I have some onion bagels, which I cut into small sizes. And one of those you can put your hummus spread, and you can basically just sit and enjoy that, okay? So we have the hummus spread on the onion butter. I'm using another knife here. You can do the same for your avocado spread. You know, you have onion bagel, you add a little bit, and that could just be served very nicely for your friends. And I have another option of our olive butter, same thing. You just drop a bit of that, spread it nicely, and there you have such a healthy snack that you can enjoy. I also have some wheat crackers. You can also use crackers. This is an original wheat cracker right here, okay, that you can serve to your guests. And I also have some pita crackers with sea salt. Okay, so another great option. And simply just take your cracker and add your hummus or your olive spread or your avocado spread, and you just create here an amazingly great snack for your guests. Everybody's happy. And of course, here serve a bit of healthy drink. We have a combination of orange juice, lemon juice, and lime juice. And then I have added to that a bit of the actual raw cut ups in the jug. You can serve that, add your own sweetener, get that a bit tasty, and serve that with your guest along with your versions of your olive butter, your avocado spread or butter, your hummus butter, and of course, let's not forget our carrot. Okay, we want to make sure that we include our carrot spread. My Lord, this looks so amazing. You can now serve this either with your onion bagels or your regular bagels, but you can also put it on your crackers. Same thing. And you simply serve this. You'll have your guests talking about how amazing your event was, or maybe just you hanging out on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday, and you decided you want to transform your afternoon. There you have it, a whole choice of healthy spreads along with a nice combination of citrus juices with your favorite sweetener. You just simply cannot go wrong. Well, it is always such a blessing sharing with you on our faith and healing presentations. I hope that not only the taste of this, but the health benefits in each of these spreads will not only add to your taste buds, but will feed your body, keeping it so healthy, so that as always, as God desires for you and for me, we will continuously prosper and be in the very best of health, even as our souls continue to prosper. Well, until next time on Faith and Healing, well, keep the faith.